My friends, let me start with a simple truth. The way you think shapes the way you live. It's not luck, not background, not even talent that decides the quality of your life, as much as the daily thoughts running through your mind. If your mind is filled with worry, fear, and doubt, your world will feel heavy and hopeless. But if your mind is filled with faith, gratitude, and possibility, suddenly life feels lighter, brighter, and full of opportunities. The mind is powerful, more powerful than most of us realize. The problem is that nobody teaches us how to use it. We go to school to learn math, history, and science, but almost nobody gives us the manual for our own brain. So what happens? We grow up letting our thoughts control us instead of learning how to control them. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. You can learn to master your mind. And when you do, everything in your life changes. Today, I want to share with you a simple but life-changing journey. It's the journey of learning to observe your thoughts, train your mind, and feed it with the right things every single day. This is not theory. These are habits that anyone, yes, even you, can practice. So let's dive in. Chapter 1. You are not your thoughts. The first lesson I learned was shocking. I am not my thoughts. Think about that for a moment. If you are not your thoughts, then what are you? You are the observer, the thinker, the one who notices what's happening in your head. Let me explain with an example. Imagine you're sitting quietly, and suddenly the thought appears, I'm not good enough. Immediately you feel sad or weak. Then another thought comes, I always fail. Now your energy drops lower. You see? One thought has the power to change your emotions in an instant. But here's the secret. Just because a thought shows up, doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts are like clouds, they pass through the sky of your mind. Some are dark and heavy, some are light and beautiful. But none of them are the sky itself. You are the sky. When I learned this, it gave me freedom. I realized I don't have to believe every thought. I can notice a negative thought, smile at it, and let it pass. I don't need to fight it. I don't need to fear it. I just need to remember. This is just a thought. It's not me. And when you start living like this, you feel lighter. The voices in your head lose their power. You take back control. Chapter 2. Training the mind like a muscle. But awareness is only the beginning. If you want real strength, you need to train your mind like a muscle. Think about your body. If you want strong arms or legs, you don't just wish for them. You go to the gym. You lift weights. You do push-ups. You repeat it every day until your body changes. The mind works the same way. If you want confidence, clarity, or focus, you can't just hope it appears. You have to train for it. How? With small daily practices. For me, it started with positive self-talk. Every morning, I would look in the mirror and say things like, I am learning. I am growing. I am capable. First, it felt fake. My brain argued, no, you're not. You failed before. Who are you kidding? But I kept going. And slowly, those words began to sink in. Then I added journaling. Writing down my thoughts for 10 minutes a day. This simple habit helped me see patterns in my thinking. It showed me which thoughts lifted me up and which ones dragged me down. Finally, I added quiet time, just 5 minutes of sitting still and breathing. During those minutes, I practiced watching my thoughts without judgment. First, my mind ran wild. But with practice, it got calmer. And the calmer it became, the more control I had in daily life. The key is consistency. Just like one workout won't change your body, one day of positive thinking won't change your life. But small, repeated exercises, done daily, can transform your mind in ways you can't imagine. Chapter 3. Replacing negative self-talk with truth. Let me ask you a question. If you had a friend who spoke to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would you keep that friend? For most of us, the answer is no. Because our inner voice is often cruel. It says things like, you're not smart enough. You'll never succeed. You always mess up. I used to believe those voices. I thought they were telling me the truth. But then I realized they were just habits of thinking, not reality. So I made a decision. I would stop letting lies control my life. Instead, I would speak truth to myself. When the voice said, "You're not good enough," I answered, "I am worthy of learning and growth." When it said, "You always fail," I said, "Every failure is a lesson, and every lesson makes me stronger." When it whispered, "You can't do this," I replied, "I can and I will, step by step." These words became my seeds. And every time I repeated them, I was planting strength in my mind. Just like a garden, the more you plant positive seeds, the more weeds of negativity disappear. Your words matter. They shape your reality. So speak life, speak truth, and watch your world transform. Chapter 4. Asking better questions. Here's another secret. The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. The brain is like a search engine. If you type in a bad question, you'll get a bad answer. If you ask, "Why am I such a failure?" your brain will list 10 reasons. But if you ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" your brain will find solutions. I learned to change my questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" I began asking, "How is this happening for me? What is it teaching me?" When things went wrong, I asked, "What's one small step I can take to make it better?" When I felt fear, I asked, "What's the worst that can happen? And can I handle it?" The answer was usually yes. These new questions opened doors. They turned problems into opportunities. They gave me back control. So if you want a better life, start by asking better questions. Your brain will search until it finds the answers. Chapter 5. Protecting your mind from mental junk food. Let's talk about something most people ignore. What you feed your mind every day. We all understand the body becomes what we eat. If you eat junk food all day, your body becomes weak. If you eat healthy food, your body becomes strong. The mind works the same way. If you feed it gossip, negativity, and toxic news, it becomes anxious and weak. If you feed it books, learning, inspiration, and hope, it becomes strong and wise. For years, I consumed mental junk food. Endless social media scrolling, negative news, empty entertainment. And guess what? My mind felt restless, distracted, and tired. So I made a choice. I started protecting my mind. I cut down on negativity. I stopped watching news first thing in the morning. I reduced time with people who only complained. Instead, I filled my mind with podcasts that inspired me, books that challenged me, and conversations with people who lifted me up. And slowly, my inner world changed. Your environment matters. What you listen to, read, and watch becomes part of you. So be careful what you allow in. Guard your mind like a treasure because it is. The big picture. Small habits, big change. So what does all this mean? It means mastering your mind is not about doing something huge one time. It's about small habits practiced daily. Remember, you are not your thoughts. Train your mind like a muscle. Replace negative self-talk with truth. Ask better questions. Protect your mind from junk. These habits may look simple, but they are powerful. Over weeks, months, and years, they can change your entire life. The truth is, your mind will either be your best friend or your worst enemy. It will either lift you up or drag you down. But the choice is yours. Every day you have the chance to choose better thoughts, better words, and better habits. And when you do, you'll discover that life isn't something happening to you. It's something you create thought by thought, step by step. Final message. So, my friends, let me leave you with this. Don't be a prisoner of your thoughts. Be the master of them. Your thoughts are powerful, but you are more powerful. Your mind is strong, but you are stronger. And when you take charge of your inner world, your outer world will follow. Change begins in the mind. And your best life begins the moment you decide to master it. So start today. Plant new thoughts. Speak new words. Ask new questions. Feed your mind with good things. And watch as your entire life transforms before your eyes. Because once you master your mind, you truly master your life.